Let's go. Hey, what the deal, bro? Cannabis vibe all in my lingo. Problemo, my nine out the window. Blah, 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 blah.
Happy Tunes Year! 2025! Oh my goodness. If you had asked me a few years ago if I was still doing this Tunes thing in 2025, probably would have said no, and I did take a massive hiatus. But I'm back! And I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday and a happy new year. And I couldn't be more excited to talk about this one today because it is a sequel nearly 30 years in the making. Redman Muddy Waters 2, or TOO as it's stylized on the album. If you go back, I think it was 2018 or 2019, it was right around the time of Mudface, his little EP. I was hyped that we had potentially some new Redman coming in, and that was ages ago. So super hyped. Talk about a Happy New Year. This was actually more of a surprise early Christmas present because it dropped on Christmas Eve. But for those old school hip hop fans, those old heads as they call it, couldn't be more excited about this. So we'll get right into it. I don't think Redman needs much of an introduction. An absolute legend, rocking from the late 80s until now. And he continues to be as hungry as ever, kills it. So we'll get right into it with What the Freak's Going On. I love the sparseness of the beat. Right out of the gate, he's as hungry as ever. On the hook, you get a little bit more of that hyped up to it, but there really isn't too much there. But it's short and sweet, and it kicks off the album tremendously. Couple songs later, we get Fat Shirley, a classic Redman skit with him yelling at a woman about some weed, and she's like, yo, you put it in your sock, man. So he hasn't dropped that flair for the humor and, of course, the aggressive raps. This blends perfectly into La La featuring Method Man. Now, this is his partner in crime. It wouldn't be a Redman album without a joint from Method Man. He continues his no cursing in his bars, which I can really appreciate. And he has some great alliteration with the 7 C's bars. Wonderful sample by Betty Chung. Bang, bang. They got that hook. It's all about that gas, that loud, that la, and it's perfect. Don't you miss? This is another really fantastic song. It's got some nice oriental guitars, some boom, 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 boom. Really great beat here. Just shout outs to the old school legends of rap and the old school ways of rap and how things have changed in the last 30 years. Oh my goodness. This is another great transition from the Uncle Quilly skit and the DJ say what? I really like this song, but the hook is just kind of meh. It's just ay. He sounds as hungry as ever, detailing his early lives before raps. Again, this is a long time coming, and big hip hop fans probably are enjoying this album all the way through up to this point. Don't Want to See Me Rich. This is one of the singles. This is a wonderful sample of Luck of Lucian by Tribe Called Quest. The haters don't want to see me rich. Redman's given us some great detail on how to spend that money wisely. If you're a rapper, get that merchandise, get that tour money. There's haters out there that don't want to see you rich. Here's a little ghetto motivation. This is another grimy beat, and I freaking love it. The hook there is real choppy, and it just gets to that point. Redman sounds super, super aggressive, and I like the sparseness of this beat as well. Redman's surgical with his freedom of speech. The bars here are impeccable. Goofy, the bass line here is heavenly, and then you get the horns that come into. This is probably my favorite beat just from a musicality standpoint. He sounds fantastic on this song. He's got that old school mentality about being wise with your money, calling out the goofy men and women that spent their stimulus money on new Jordans and purses. And then we get to Superman Lover number 7. He talks about a woman coming into his office and planning on needing some help from him. And he's still funny as hell. He still has that Redman sense of humor. I could tell from her breath that she didn't have gum. And everybody knows I take hygiene very seriously. So this blends perfectly into the Superman Lover 7 track, where he goes after, he has to rescue Michelle Obama from the Trump administration and all the crazy wackiness that goes along with it. Shout outs to Batman and Spider-Man and all the other superheroes that Superman Lover runs with. It's a fantastic sample of Habla Globetrottering. I'm probably butchering that, but you'll definitely recognize it if you've heard Snoop's classic G's and Hustlers. Yeah, you'll hear it instantly. It's another great entry in the Superman Lover series. For an album nearly 30 years in the making, I know he's dropped projects in the time in between. Red Gone Wild's another one of my personal favorites. This one, it was a tall order to live up to the hype, but I think it far exceeded expectations. Of course, there's a couple of skips and some misses. It's like 32 tracks combined with the skits and everything, but I would give this a strong 8 out of 10. Loving that Redman is back. Loving that this was an early Christmas present. I hope everybody had a great holiday, but I'm super excited to continue to listen to this. This is going to get tons of spins here in 2025. But I'm excited to know, what do you guys think of this track? Of this album? Did it live up to the hype? What's your favorite Redman album of all time? Let's have a little discussion there in the comments below. I'm super excited to be here with you guys for 2025 and excited to hear what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can catch all the latest Thai tunes that we got coming up. We're going to be expanding. We're going to get into some more experimental stuff, maybe a little Tom Misch, a little Masego, but you won't know unless you subscribe and follow. So don't forget, and we'll catch you on the next Thai Tunes. Happy New Year!